Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to our video lecture for the next line item of SME, that will be inventories. So, let's start with the definition of the inventory. So, inventories are assets that are held for sale in the ordinary course of business or in the process of production for such sale and in the form of materials or supplies to be consumed in the production process or in the rendering of services. So for the measurement under PFRs for SMEs, it shall measure inventories at the lower of cost and estimated selling price, less cost to complete and dispose. So the idea here is that there must be a comparison between the cost and the estimated selling price minus the costs to complete and cost to sell. Okay, so you have to compare both of the amounts, and if ever, um, you have to choose which one is lower of the two amounts. Okay. So in the PFRS full, or the full PFRS or the PFRS accounting standards, it is measured at lower of cost and net realizable value. Then sa SE, so we will tackle soon the SEs and the comparison. No? So at the end of our line items discussion for PFRS for SMEs. And for the comparison with the full PFRS, they have practically the same provisions related to inventories, like the definition, the recognition, no, the measurement. Although it's ident almost similar, no, because in substance, estimated selling price, this cost to complete and dispose, this is tantamount to the net realizable value. And you also have to remember that impairment should also be recognized when there is an indicator, no, of such. So the cost of purchase, that would be the purchase price, any import duties, irrevocable taxes, transport costs, handling costs, and other costs directly attributable to the acquisition, and costs that will bring the asset, no, to their present location and condition, right? So when inventories are purchased with deferred settlement terms, the difference between the purchase price for normal credit terms and the amount is recognized as interest expense over the period of financing. So the interest expense shall be deferred, shall be recognized, uh deferred, no? Okay. And then the cost of conversion. So normally this is in the manufacturing um, kind of business. So cost of conversion, that includes the direct labor, systematic allocation of fixed and variable production overheads, then other costs directly related to the units of production incurred in converting the materials into finished goods. So the costs of inventories of a service provider, primarily they consist of direct labor and also overhead. While the initial cost of agricultural produce harvested from biological assets, so that would be fair value less estimated costs to sell at a point of harvest, at the point of harvest. So again, those are examples of costs related to inventories. And there are also other costs, no, that are related to inventories but are recognized as expense. So examples of these are abnormal amount of wasted materials, labor or other production costs, storage costs, unless that costs are necessary during the production process before a further production stage. So if that costs necessary siya, no, sa production, so it will be included in the costs related to the inventories, which is um included, no, of the cost of the inventories, not expensed. Then administrative overheads that do not contribute to bringing inventories to their present location and condition. Then the last one is the distribution or the selling costs. Okay. Mm. So the cost formulas, I believe you're already familiar with this one. We have first in, first out. So first in and first out, how do we compute for the cost of goods? So cost of goods sold on this one, or cost of the sales, cost of sales. So the cost of um goods sold consists of cost of inventories which are acquired earlier, right? So we will be using the older price. And the cost of the ending inventory consists of the cost of inventories recently acquired. Again, for the first in, first out, so the cost of goods sold, the price that we will be using is the older, no, cost of the inventory. While for the cost of ending inventory here, that will be the price of the cost of inventories recently acquired, or the newer price. Okay? Then for the LIFO, last in, first out, so that is the opposite of the first in, first out, right? So the cost of goods sold, the amount there will be the cost of inventories recently acquired. Okay? And then the cost of ending inventory, cost of the ending inventory will be um the cost of inventories which are priced um before, no, the old one, the old price. Last in, first out. Okay? First in, first out. So ang ako rang timan-an ani class is first in, first out. So kung unsa to ang price, no, sa older price, mao siya ang una gamiton sa katong mga nabaligya, no, the cost of goods sold. So older price for the cost of goods sold, newer price for the ending inventory sa mga nahabilin, di ba? Last in, first out, ang cost of goods sold, ang price niya is the newer, newer price. Whereas the cost of the ending inventory, no, will be the older price. Last in, first out. Okay? The weighted average method, the cost of goods sold and the cost of ending inventory consists of the average cost of inventories acquired during the period. Then, kindly take note that LIFO is not permitted, no, in IFRS, but it is permitted in US GAAP. Also, for the specific identification method, no, these are for inventories that are not ordinarily interchangeable, and inventories that are segregated for specific projects. So these are unique, no, unique kind of inventory or goods or services, no? So those are for the four cost formula that are acceptable for use by an SME, a medium-sized entity. Okay, then other accepted techniques are standard costs, retail method, the most recent purchase. So these are acceptable if the result approximate the cost. Okay. So now let's go to the disclosures on inventories. So all you have to remember is are two things, no? The accounting policies related to the measurement, no? Related to the measurement of the inventory, and that includes the cost formula used, okay? And the others, the 2, 3, 4, and 5, these are the amounts of inventories. So number 2 is the total carrying amount of inventories and the carrying amount in classification, no, appropriate to the entry. So total carrying amount of inventories, and then number 3 is are those inventories that are expensed during the period, expensed amount of inventories. Number 4 are those amounts related to impairment losses and reversals, if ever. The number 5 is those that are pledged inventories. Okay, so as you can see here, 2 to 5, these pertains to amounts, no? Amounts related to the total carrying amount of inventories, expensed inventories, impairment losses and reversals, and then the pledged inventories. Number 1 talks about the accounting policies, the measurement, you know, including the cost formula. So that's it for the inventories. So kindly tune in to the next SME line item, which is the investment in associates. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have learned something. So see you um see you soon, everyone. Bye bye. God bless all.